Hi friends, welcome to episode 2 of the Wool and Paper podcast. This is the first episode where I've actually named it, so welcome if you were here back in the old days for episode 1, where this was just a nameless hobby cast. Times have changed. This is a new era. Anyways, I'm Aaand. I'm the dyer behind Coast to Coast Yarn Co., but this is basically a personal podcast of my knitting and personal creative projects and reading and whatever else I feel like talking about. So that's basically it. I'm glad you're here. If you are here to hang out, grab your knitting or whatever. I'm not going to tell you what to do. So, yeah, gonna dive into it. Alright. So, starting with what I'm wearing. Dun, dun, dun. This is my koi tee knit in Leda Porous, so one of my Mush Club colorways. Let me stand up and show you the details. So here's, you got the split hem detail, my white belly, and it's a wide boat neck, short sleeve tee. Super simple, super easy knit, loved it. The pattern is by Autumn of Ginkgo Bee. Highly recommend it. I love this colorway so much, and so I'm so glad that I knit up just a simple tee with it. All right, so it's been a month since my last podcast, a little bit over a month, and I was hoping that I would accumulate enough things to share, and I think that I did. I have a good bit of stuff, so we'll start with finished objects. Whew. So first of all, I showed you this whip. I wasn't even at the sleeve split, I think. Got hair all over it the last time. But here we go. It's finished. This is the Floating Magnolias sweater. The pattern is by Tina Say. And I knit it in my new Natural Extra Fine, which is a non-superwash merino base with extra fine merino. So it's super soft and it's just this airy fabric, which I love. But we'll give you the close-up detail on this. I made the sleeves a couple rows shorter than she called for because I misread the pattern and then I didn't feel like fixing it, and I like it. So yeah, it's a cabled slip stitch pattern. The colorways that I used are Verdant for the main color, which is the green, and Button for the contrast. So there it is. I'm really, really happy with how it came out. It was a really fun project to work on. I'm not going to put it on for you right now. So this is what you get. But you can head over to my Instagram. I have a finished picture of me actually wearing it, if you want to see that. So that's that. Love it. Needed to knit more tees because there's no sleeve island. All right. Secondly, I had mentioned that I was going to knit the Stria hat for Andrea Mowry's knit along, which was at the end of May over a weekend. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to finish it very, very quickly over the long weekend, but it knit up way faster than I expected. I don't know if Fisherman's Rib just knits faster, or half Fisherman's Rib knits faster than Brioche, but I was expecting it to take as long as the Harlow hat had taken me, which I guess I didn't do a folded brim on this one, but I was done in a couple days. Also, I didn't do other things, so I don't know. But here is my Stria hat. I ended up switching to different contrast colors than I was originally planning on using. I think I showed you guys a ballet pink contrast, but I decided to use these scraps from my Moving Forward wrap. So the main color is still the color that I was planning to use. It's just got this nice squish from Bone and Birch. And then the contrast colors were leftovers from my Moving Forward wrap, and that yarn is also a non-superwash. So this is all non-superwash fingering weight. The contrast ones are from Knitcraft and Knittery, which is now closed. But I'm really happy with how this came out. I don't necessarily love how thin single brims look on my head. I'm not going to put it on for you. I also have a picture on my Instagram grid. You can go see it there. I think I just really like folded brims better on my head with my face. But I like it. Yeah, it's very cute. And I just love the squish. The squish is great. This makes me want to knit the Stria cardigan. Actually, I think I'm leaning more towards the birch sweater, which is also the half fisherman's rib, but it's a pullover. But I need to knit more cardigans. I don't wear pullovers as much, but I think I do like the birch better than this Stria because it's one color instead of stripes. I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing. I think that I would dye yarn specifically for it, so I would need to actually plan that out. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, those are my only 2 finished objects. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna set them aside because I got this whole pile of crap. It's just piles. Alright. Okay, so next, whips. I got a few here. So we'll start with the one that I showed you. I think that I just had the collar started last time, or maybe just the swatch. But I've made decent progress on the Gib raglan. Getting to the point where I need a longer cord. But here is where I am so far. Yeah, it's just a bungled mess. Anyways, yeah, here's the details. So this one is gonna be for my husband, Landon. We are planning to go, I'm dragging him to Rhinebeck, which I'm really excited about. We are turning it into I think we're gonna do it as a road trip, which we live in Kansas, so this is kind of like, it's gonna be like a 2-week trip. I'm really excited. We just booked our stays for when we're gonna be back in Maine. We lived there for 2 years, about 6 years ago. So, and I haven't been back since. I'm really excited to go eat all the lobster rolls again. But yeah, we just booked our stays this morning. And yes, we're gonna make this whole road trip. Perfect time of year to do it. Yeah, but if I'm gonna bring him to Rhinebeck with me, I need to finally knit him a sweater. This is self-imposed. He didn't ask for it, so hopefully he still wears it. But since I have plenty of my own sweaters, my Rhinebeck sweater comes second. I don't know if I'm gonna make a specific Rhinebeck sweater or not. We'll see. But anyways, this is Landon's Rhinebeck sweater. So the Gib raglan is by Andrea Mowry. And actually in knitting cables, I never knit cables. But this is really not that bad. I'm kind of actually really enjoying this. I haven't had to pay excruciatingly close attention to the pattern. The texture you definitely catch on to pretty quick. It's just a purl and knit texture with these cabled raglans. I already screwed one up. Do you want to see my messed up raglan cable? Ha ha ha. So if you see Landon wearing this at Rhinebeck, you can point and laugh. It'd be great. He'll love it. Anyways, I'm knitting this in my natural worsted base. Colorway is Crater Lake, which is one of my favorite blues that I dye. Keep it around and dye it every so often. It makes just this really kind of nice, light fabric. I'm so excited for this. Yeah, I love it. It's going great. Here you can see it caked up. Ain't she a beauty? All right, that's whip number 1 that you have actually seen before. I'm on a non-superwash kick. I've been really enjoying knitting with non-superwash yarns. They're just like so light. These at least these bases are. And I mean, not all. Some of them end up being more rustic and things, but these ones that I have are very nice. I love them. Okay, so that's that. Next up, I needed a new purse project, and I was watching Laura of Tiny Human Knits and her like 1 million Oslo hats that she's knit. So I decided to make one too because that seems more up my alley than making a purse sock. I don't feel like making socks. So this is my Oslo hat that I cast on. You can see, I don't know how well you can see the color. There we go. This is a one-of-a-kind colorway that I knit up, or that I dyed. It's my BFL tweed base. I'm holding it double. It's a thin green weight base. Holding it double. Really love how this is working out. So that's where I am now. I don't know. It's my take with me and don't pay attention to project. Purse knit. Okie doke. So then after that, I think I just have 4 to show you today. I didn't make any progress on last time I showed you my Avena sweater. Haven't done a thing on that. I also showed you my ingrain shawl. Also haven't done a single thing on that. If there was something else, I also haven't done anything on it. And I've also forgotten about it, so. Anyways, next, I'm gonna show you this little pile here. A few months ago, I don't even remember when, my friend has a sock knitting machine and she invited us over, and I knit up a few tubes with some single skeins that I wasn't necessarily sure that I was gonna use because they're brighter colors that I don't knit with as often, but they like make such fun socks. So I'm finally getting around to splitting up these tubes. So here, if you're not familiar with sock tubes, it is just literally just a long tube. So this is one single skein of yarn, makes this much of a tube. So you can make 2 pairs of socks. I'm skeptical. I'm making 2 for myself from the first tube because, yeah, so this is folded in half. So you add a cuff and a toe, but it's still only like that long. Yeah. They won't be like long. Let me see. So this one I already split up. I split it in half. So this is the half. Added a toe to it, and then I'll cut it again and add a cuff and another cuff and a toe from this side. So this is just the scrap yarn. But this yarn is from Ken Yarn. It's called Ally AF. It's so fun. I really love this. The mini is from a sock set from the Kinetic Knitter. And yes, that's right. So I'm splitting it up into 2 pairs. So I've got 1 pair I just need to add the heel to. This one, which I'll just do a true afterthought heel on that. And then the other half, I am using this dark purple as the contrast color. This is from a sock set from Explorer Knits, which I already used the full skein in a different project. I'm not sure that I will have enough in a mini to do the sock, toe, heel, and cuff. We'll see what it ends up. They're gonna be really fun either way, but yeah, you can see how this is not that big. I'll probably have just like the heel here-ish, and then you end up with a little bit of a cuff. I think they'll be very cute, but yeah, I might, since my husband has way bigger feet, I might end up just giving him 1 pair, like making one of these tubes into just 1 pair for him, and then they'll have long ankles. I don't know, that might end up very long, but we'll see. This one is, I don't remember what the colorway is, but it's from House of Alamode. And I also made this tube, which is from Hello Stella's Bird Club a while back. So I'm just slowly making those into socks. It's just like, it's a short project to add like a heel or a cuff or a toe or whatever, but it just takes attention because you really just cut it and then you're picking up all the live stitches with the needle. So it's short, lots of attention, and then not lots of attention when you actually finish the knitting. Yeah, so that's been fun to work on. I've steeked once, but that was different than doing the cutting and the picking up the stitches. So it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be. I was pretty afraid of all like the dropping stitches and but it was really not that bad. And if you do drop, I dropped plenty of them, and they're so easy to pick up in stockinette. So that was fun. Still, like I should actually finish at least one of these pairs so that I can finally try them on. They're so cute. Okay, then I think I have one more whip. Oh yeah, this is also from Explorer Knits, I think. Yeah, show that. It's just this gorgeous butternut color. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that for the heels contrast color with this one. So the pink will not be involved. It'll be like a yeah, I like that. So then the last whip I have, this is the Outline Tank by Jessie May. Yeah, I have been knitting on this a lot. That's the reason I initially cast on that Oslo tank or Oslo hat, was to have a mindless knit, and then I did this instead. So this is what I've been knitting on more because I'm excited to actually wear tanks in the summertime because it's 1,000,000 degrees here. So I would like to finish this, and I bought this yarn for it probably last summer, last fall. My friend Chrissy and I, we drove down to Oklahoma City, yes, to see a yarn shop that was closing down, and they were doing huge discounts on all of their yarn to get it out of the shop. And I picked up this 3 skeins of this Shibui knits. It's linen. Ta-da! It's a fingering weight linen. This is the colorway. I don't know what colorway it is. Mineral. Yep. It's like a gray purple, but it's 100% linen. So it feels super thin, and it's making just this, like, yeah, you can see that it will be pretty thin fabric. But I'm excited. I'm not too worried about that since it has the holes. If you know the Outline Tank pattern anyways, it has all those drop stitches, so it is a pretty like see-through pattern anyways. I think it'll be fun to wear layered with things. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I think that I just need to decide how much of a crop to make it. She's cute. That's the last of my whips. So I guess next I'll move on to acquisitions. Don't know where to put things. So I haven't gotten that much new yarn related stuff in the past month, which I did pretty good actually. So really, it's like 2 things. I have a lot of projects. I just shared on Instagram recently all of the projects that I have yarns picked out for a specific project already, and like posting all of those individually, I was realizing like I have a lot of things ready to go, like plans made. So I don't need more yarn for a while now. I'm good. I need to not buy it, but I did buy a little bit. Oh, my dog's so scared under here. Okay. I did buy a little bit of yarn. I'll start with this one. It's from Woolberry Fiber Co. They did their summer solstice countdown box, and I just did the day of skein. So their inspiration picture was this adorable little bee butt. So this is the bee bum colorway. Oh no, it's bee butt. Little bee bum, but it's inspired by that picture of a little booty. It's got this, yeah, I love this yellow. Just this mustardy. It's got some little red speckles, some black speckles. This was just a lot of fun. I'm just such a sucker for like bee-bud colorway? Sure, count me in. I want it. I'm thinking I have this sweater weather one also from Mulberry. I think that this would be a fun combination. We'll see. I'm not sure what I'll use it for yet. Next up, so a couple weeks ago, we have a Wichita Knitters Guild that I don't normally attend, but I went this month they did a local Dyers panel. So they had the Dyers local to Wichita, which I think there were, 5 of us that we all went and did just a Q&A panel. It was a lot of fun. It's just always interesting to get to actually talk to other dyers in real life. And we all have our own ways of doing things and our own techniques and just the ways that we run our business and things we like to do. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then we did a little mini showcase or a little mini market just for the people who were attending, and brought some yarn to sell, and I ended up buying some from one of the other dyers there who I hadn't actually gotten to see his yarn before in real life, so that was cool. I've done a couple pop-ups with the other dyers there who are also great, but I hadn't tried any of Scott's yarn yet, so this is from Mount Carmel Yarns is his company, and this just, you can tell that this will fit with my stash. Will fit in perfectly. But this was right after Andrea Mowry released her feeling good feelings. Her new brioche shawl. I believe it's the Feeling Good shawl. Maybe. Not that hard to find. But I knew that I wanted to make that, and I had a few skeins of DK in my stash that I thought could work together well. But I figured that this one would look really good with those. So I pulled out the other ones that I was imagining. I think it's 5 colors. So we've got this one, which is, oh no, I don't know how to actually say this. Tzedek Justice is the colorway name. So I've got this one. I've got an old skein leftover of periwinkle shell that I used this in my water bearer sweater a while back, but I had it sitting in my personal stash long enough that it is staying there. And this one is from La Bien-Aimée. It's this beautiful dark blues, grays, tasty. It's called The North. I picked this one up at Yarn Social in Kansas City. So see where I'm going with this? Oh, okay, stop focusing on my face. Yeah, lots of blue, brown. Then I've got a skein of eucalyptus. That just looks totally black here. Yeah. Okay, then can I pick up the last one? And then I also have a rogue skein of depression glass from my own stash. I'm not sure, I might switch this one out for another blue. I do just like the really blue-brown situation, but that's what I'm thinking for that. So I bought this one with intention, which I was proud of myself for. So those are the only 2 skeins that I have bought in the past month, which is cool. Good job me. But I did buy Pom Pom's 10th anniversary issue, which I haven't gotten to look through too much, but they did a like half and half. So they have 2 covers. They have their spring summer cover and their fall winter cover. Yeah, I haven't looked through it a ton, but there are some beautiful patterns in here. They just always do such a great job. So yeah, I got this. And then I also got this little zine called Diasporic Threads. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that. But about Black women, fiber, and textiles, which is just a lot of history that I do not know. So I'm excited to flip through this. I think it'll be, yeah, just really interesting. So yeah, I'm excited for this. This is published by Common Threads. Yep, Common Threads. So there's that. Those are the only fiber-related acquisitions that I have for this month. Oop, I'm running out of time. Gotta stop this and then I will start again. All right, I'm back. It shuts off automatically after 30 minutes, so here we are. Okay, so that's all of my acquisitions and my plans for that. I think I'm gonna try and finish my outline tee before I cast on anything new, but I'm probably, if I don't do the Feeling Good shawl that I have the yarn set aside for, I have some yarn that I got at Rhinebeck last year, my one sweater quantity treat that I got for Andrea Mowry's Douglas cardigan. I feel like I have mentioned her patterns a lot in this episode, so maybe I need to branch out a bit, but that's the one that I might cast on next because I just want more cardigans, but I also want some tees, so we'll see, because I also have some tees in my queue. I don't know. We'll see where the winds take me. So next on the list is shop news. So what I've been up to lately, I am in the last month of Mush Club production, which is feeling really good. I should have everything finished by the end of July, which is wild, but I did want to show you. I packed up some of the first mini sets yesterday. They're so cute. This is not an advertisement because these are not for sale. They're from a pre-order, so I am sorry to give you false hope, but I just wanted to share them because I think that it's so fun to finally see them all together. I did sets of the 12 semi-solids, which is what this is, and then I also did sets of the 12 variegated, which is what I need to finish dyeing. But that is just, makes me so happy. So yeah, I should be done with Mush Club and moving on to the next things after that in August, which is exciting. I have started brainstorming for my next full collection that I'm planning to do, which is going to be a book tropes collection, which I'm really excited about. And I am just kind of slowly starting to flesh out the ideas, and I did a test dye, so I'm going to show you my little sneak peek test dye, which is this. I'm not making you any promises here, but this may be included in the next collection. Don't focus on me, not me, the yarn. So it's this creamy base with orange and yellow speckles that just feel really magical to me. So the idea of dyeing based on book tropes, which is not based off of any pictures, is kind of intimidating. I just really hope that I don't come up with these and name them after a trope and you guys all are like, that's not how I pictured it at all. So this is going to be basically purely from my imagination. But yeah, I just really love how this came out with the cream and the glitter. It's not glitter, but that's how I'm imagining it. Just these glimmering speckles. It feels really just magical or royal, or we'll see. I'm not entirely sure. I have thoughts. I gotta figure it all out. So that's your sneak peek for book tropes, which is probably coming in the fall as a pre-order, maybe September, October. We'll see. But for in August, I had mentioned I was doing a collaboration with a designer in my last episode, and that's with the Chesapeake Needle, and she has started sharing some sneak peeks of her design, which I can show you the yarn that I dyed for her. So this is a custom colorway for her based off, the inspiration is for her dog Pippin, who passed away last year. So she is designing this shawl pattern based on this yarn, which is just so sweet. So this is a single ply. I'm calling it Summer Singles is this base. I haven't offered it before. It's a superwash merino, 90%, and then 10% linen. So I don't know how well you can see, but the linen gives it this halo-y sort of effect. But yeah, I've got lots of browns and some grays in here. So my plan for this base is probably to offer an in-stock update. I think that her pattern is tentatively going to be coming out at the end of August. So my plan is to around then have an in-stock update with this colorway, and then likely some other colorways on the same base. So it'll be like a linen update, basically, which I think will be really nice. Yeah, that's all shop news. So that moves us into books. So the paper portion, I read a lot of books. I read a lot of really good books. I feel like I go through stints where I like read some and I'm like, well, that was interesting enough, and then I read a few and I'm like, I loved every single one. So let me see, I wrote down, I also bought a lot of books, which I'll show you. I bought a lot more books than I did yarn this month, and I need to not buy any more books, and I need to not buy any more yarn, so I might not have anything new to share except for things that I make next month, so we'll see. But, all right, let's see, going back to like the beginning, what do I have here on my notes? So I listened to Shit Actually by Lindy West. That is, I love her. If you haven't read Shrill or The Witches Are Coming, I like those better. I love those. I really like listening to her audiobooks. I think that she reads them really well, and they're really funny, and it's just, yeah, she's great. I could listen to her talk about anything, and I honestly, so this one, Shit Actually, is about like modern, it's what she called, the definitive guide to modern cinema or something like that. So it's about a lot of movies, and I feel like I haven't seen a lot of movies, but I could still really enjoy just like her synopses of them. So I gave that one 4.5 stars. Sure. Then next, I read Nothing to See Here, which I listened to it, and then I was making a book outlet order, and I ended up just buying it because I really, really liked it and I want to own it. So Nothing to See Here, which I completely thought was a memoir, which was totally wrong. I loved this book. It was so good. I didn't know what to expect really, but basically it's hilarious. So it's a magical realism story. The only magical part is that it's these children that just randomly catch on fire. So it's basically this woman gets called up by her like old friend from high school, college, and she's like, can you watch my new husband's kids? They catch on fire, but he's a politician and we need to keep it quiet. So like, can you just watch these fire children? And that's the premise basically, which I'm not normally a person who like, I don't love reading books about kids, and it's fine, but this one, I loved it. So weird, so heartwarming, and hilarious. So anyways, I couldn't recommend this one more. I really love this. So if you also love this story, then we are kindred spirits. That was great. Yeah, I finished and was just sitting there like exactly like this. It was just like, these fire kids. I just love these fire kids. Still love them. Okay. So after I read that, then I read Book Lovers by Emily Henry, who I already know I love. And so I fully expected to love it, and I did. It was great. It was cute. It was the rom-com I need in my life. So, yep. It was great. I don't have anything else to say about this. You've probably seen it everywhere. I might still rank Beach Read higher than this, though. I loved Beach Read, and then I loved this one, but like maybe a sliver less than Beach Read, and then I loved People We Meet on Vacation, a sliver less than this one. But this was just really good. I loved it. If you like rom-coms, it's great. And then after I read that one, I read The Charm Offensive, which is a rom-com based on The Bachelor, which I don't even really watch The Bachelor, but I still love this. It was really sweet. The mental health aspect like took center stage, so it was just really cute. I read it entirely in one afternoon, which I don't do that much with actual physical books. Very cute. Then after that, I listened to The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I liked it, but I feel like it had been hyped up a lot in my mind, and I thought it was really good, but it didn't blow me away. And I was listening to it, and I forgot that I was in the middle of listening to it when I had set it down and then came back. So I think that says something, that I wasn't as hooked to it, that I was like, I need to finish reading that. It was, I literally forgot that I was partway through. But I really did love Malibu Rising by the same author. So I would put that one ahead of, it was still good, but Malibu Rising I think was more up my alley. And then after that, I listened to Nowhere for Very Long by Brianna Madia, who I follow on Instagram. She drives around in her van with her 4 dogs, and she read her own book too, and I really liked that one. It was really interesting just to hear her story and hear her read it too specifically, and she had me crying while I was trying to get ready. So trying to do my makeup and tearing up. So 5 stars because she made me cry. So that's how my ratings work. Let's see. So those are the only ones I wrote down. I'm also in the middle of listening to the All Souls trilogy, which is the first one of that is the Discovery of Witches, which I'm really enjoying that too. I didn't realize that it was kind of modern and scientific. I don't love it, but I like it enough that I am reading the whole trilogy. So first book I think was my favorite. Second book was pretty good, but now I just need to know what happens, obviously. They're just really long. They're 24-hour audiobooks, all 3 of them are, which feels quite long, and that maybe if I'm 48 hours in, some of these secrets should be revealed, but I guess maybe if that's what the entire series is based off of, that maybe not, and that's fine, but a little bit long, but I want to know what happens. So they're good enough. I'm enjoying them. And I'm also still in the middle of reading Throne of Glass. I think I'm on the fourth or fifth book, the one where they start to get a lot longer. I'm actually reading that one on my Kindle, and I don't think I've touched it since I last mentioned it. I've been reading other things, but I'm gonna get back to it soon. I can feel it. But I'm also in the middle of reading Priest Daddy, which is by the same author as Why Is No One Talking About This? I think is the title of it. Patricia Lockwood. I really liked her writing style from that other book. I listened to it on audiobook, and I thought it was just hilarious, but also she wrote about meaningful things, but she is a hilarious author. This one I can tell is already kind of going the same way. I'm less than halfway through, but it's just each individual sentence is hilarious. I love her sense of humor so much. So I think it's really funny, but I read some of the reviews, which is maybe a bad idea. You shouldn't read the reviews. And people are like, she thinks she's so funny. Are we not allowed to think we're funny? Anyways, I think it's hilarious. I love it. It's great. So that's what I'm in the middle of reading. And then I can show you all of the books that I got, which is a lot. Please hold. Okay. Yeah. So I basically made 2 large purchases. I went to Barnes & Noble and bought a lot of stuff. So I'll show you that first. This is my pile. So I got 3 poetry books, which I think will be really nice. Okay, hold on. Just stack it. This is better. Okay, so 3 poetry books first, starting with Heart Talk by Cleo Wade. I'm just gonna kind of rapid fire through these because there's a lot. The Gift of Everything, which I just thought this cover was so pretty. I didn't really know anything about it, but look at the inside of the cover. It's gorgeous, and then and then it has just these shimmery speckles. So that's another poetry book, and then I also got Amanda Gorman's Call Us What We Carry. Yeah, I think I'm just really excited about all three of those. And then I got a rom-com, wintry seasonal rom-com, which looks fun. I had seen a friend highly recommend this one, so I grabbed it. Some what I think are supposed to be hilarious personal essays. Oh yeah, whatever, I was gonna tell you the names, but that's fine. I grabbed this one, which just looks a little bizarre, and I think one review said that it was the weirdest thing that they had read, which that appeals to me. Tell me that and add to cart. So grab that one. I have no idea what it's about, honestly. Like, is it a memoir? Is it fiction? The shocking and strangely tender story of a young woman's efforts to duck the ills of the world with the help of one of the worst psychiatrists in the annals of literature. Annals? Annals. I'm sorry. I don't know what that word is. Both tender and blackly funny, merciless and compassionate. That sounds great. I love that. I also grabbed Godshot, which I believe is like cult fiction. And not like cult fiction, but like fiction about a cult. Then I grabbed a Colleen Hoover book, which I have read many Colleen Hoover books, but not all of them, and I really like them, so grabbed another one of those, add to my pile. And then, so I did that was all Barnes & Noble, and then I did a book outlet order, and that's where I grabbed Nothing to See Here, because I needed to own it. And then I also grabbed this rom-com, which I hear is less calm and more rom. The Roughest Draft. Looks great. All right, grabbed Deep Work. Yeah, Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World. Curious about what that is up to. I grabbed The Sentence, which I think is about a bookstore's most annoying customer dies and then haunts the store. Yes. The bookstore's most annoying customer dies on All Souls Day, but she simply won't leave the store. Which is not at all like what this cover leads me to think that this would be about. Very curious, because that sounds really funny, but this cover does not make me think that it's going to be funny. So we'll see what happens with that. I also grabbed The Conscious Closet, which I've seen some friends rate pretty well, so I'm really curious to see what I'll learn from that. And then I also grabbed Weather Girl, which is another rom-com, I believe. I think there's a pretty good focus on mental health in this one as well. Goodbye Again by Johnny Sun, which is like essays. I follow him on Instagram, and I had seen him post about having a book in it. I'm very curious about what it's going to be. I think it will be funny and meaningful. Yep, a collection of touching and hilarious personal essays. Give me funny and meaningful in one, and I'm into it. Then I also grabbed Still Life, which I'm really hoping that I can get myself to read, because it feels like it might be a little bit more just like a, what do you call it? Like just like a novel. Lord, you shouldn't listen to me talk about books. Here's a novel. I might read it, but it's pretty. That's all of them, you know? Yep. This is my massive pile of books that I have bought this month, and I should not buy more before next month. But I'm excited to read these. Tell me which one, if you read any of them, if you think I will like one of them most. Whichever one I should grab first, let me know. Depends what I finish first. I have to fill the void. So like Priest Daddy is a little bit more of that like memoir. So if I have to fill the memoir void, I need to fill the rom-com void because I'm not reading a rom-com right now. Maybe it'll be Season for Second Chances. Except I'm hot. That doesn't feel right for now. Maybe, like, I'm curious about this one, so it might have to be this one. But it also might have to be this one. I think this is the next one up after Priest Daddy. All right, this is chaos. I'm done. Thanks for joining me, friends. Yeah, that's that. This is the very sudden ending of this podcast. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening to me just basically tell you show you the covers of books and not actually tell you the titles of them. Maybe I'll have a finished outline tank by the next time I see you. Yeah, cool. Thanks. Love you. Bye. Oh, there's the popo. Can you see her? There she is. We love her. Go back to sleep. Well, that worked.